Welcome to Tush Twins, heard on malcolmpresents.com. Anyway, guys, hey, the Tush Twins,
Here we
Maxine and
are.
Paula.
At the end of this insane year.
What's so insane about it?
So what do you think this is?
I can't, it looks like
Like
a
a tuna fish sandwich.
chicken salad sandwich or Rice Krispie treat.
Well, you're closer there. This
it's a
is
COVID virus.
This is no. This is my pup's her Himalayan yak bone. So they
I've heard of that.
So they said what you should do is when it's too small and they whittle it down, you could put it in the microwave and it takes a different consistency. Soak it for 5 minutes, put it in the microwave, and then they can eat it. I gave this to her. She gave me the paw. She said, no way. She looked at it and just went like this. She scooted it away. So I had to add that in lieu of our beginning, because that's like the end of the new year, the end of this year.
But anyway,
it could be Omicron. It could be Omicron.
What happened to our opening?
Here we go. It's a delayed opening. Like everything else is delayed opening. So we're going to add a few names to this list of Move Over, of course, Lucy and Ethel, and Laverne and Shirley, and Betty and Wilma, them and Louise, but a couple of newer gals, Abby and Alana of Broad City. We're going to kind of throw Cagney and Lacey on this list. Tina Fey and A.B. Poehler. There's a whole bunch because there's a list I just looked at. But hey, we are the Tush Twins, and with tails, not bunny tails.
Well, you're one of the original.
We are the original from
We
Brooklyn.
are the original.
We are the original from Brooklyn and beyond, of course. Maxine Faith, moi, and Paula Rose, this
AKA Rusty.
And the redhead, and our male triplet guy, Malcolm out on the coast. We'll bring you through.
He's a Tush triplet.
Yeah, he's a Tush. He's an added
triplet,
and he's in a little added. You know,
we won't add that. This is a family show.
We won't say that, but we will bring you, the redhead and I, 60 plus years of friendship with some levity, some drama, some joy, yay, and unabashed plutonic love, because we are from Brighton to Coney, from New York City to the burbs and out to the whole wild world. We've been through it all, and we'll take you through our journey, and we have for a little bit. So we know each other so long and so well. Our atomic particles have been joined at the Tush.
The Tush.
So
at the
here we are.
tailbone.
There's the Tush. So this has been one crazy ass year.
Yes,
and
you thought the 2020 going into 21 was a bad year.
I don't know what to say. So we're going to try to ring it in, even though it's at this point nutsy and cuckoo, like Yuku.
Auntie Cuckoo.
Yeah, so we're going to kind of go into some, maybe how we celebrated New Year's in Brooklyn, you know, when we were kids and teens, and into the years of, you know, from the wonder years to the I wonder years,
into the wild years,
into the yeah. I mean, we weren't all that wild.
No, we weren't.
I mean,
I was a little more wild than you were.
A little, you know. I mean, in terms of like when we were younger, or even in our teens.
We were good kids.
You know, I mean, what did they try to get away with at a New Year's party when you're 15 or 16? You know, beer, making out, the ball drop, and hey, let's face it, if you're a teenage boy, the ball will drop. Drugs. There were drugs, a lot of drugs. We didn't really touch them. I mean, occasionally I
smoked,
just because it was like you were kind of shamed into you were like, come on, take a hit. Don't be a wuss kind of thing, right?
Yeah, but I smoked. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
back
well,
then.
I didn't love it, but I did partake a little bit.
Well,
A little bit.
we grew up in a little different era, because when I was in the teenage years, where you were little children, but when I was a teenager, and especially in high school, the people who did drugs were the dropouts. They weren't the bright kids.
Mhm.
So I never did anything until like latter years in college. Then when I was in college, all of a sudden the bright kids were getting high.
Yeah, because they figured it out. So maybe the kids that you thought weren't bright were really brighter than you thought.
No,
And a lot of the dropouts have incredibly made great lives for themselves. Look at what's his name, Zuckerman,
They dropped back.
out of college.
Well, yeah, it's that's what they do.
that was my problem. I graduated. I should have
So,
dropped out.
Yeah.
But when we were little, I mean, we didn't know anything. They threw us together in a room and said, "Shut up, we're having a party." Our parents had parties. Like these crazy parties. Like I remember Chick Dorf falling asleep on the bed with the coats, and we couldn't
I remember that.
We couldn't find him for a while. They would fall asleep, beds, couches, floors. I mean, the booze of choice was mostly Scotch, rye, some vodka, gin, and Royal Crown.
And they
Royal
were
Crown.
also Royal Crown, but also whiskey and apricot sours.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and
I remember that because I remember stealing a sip of my mom's.
My mom liked Bloody Marys anytime, but she also liked gin and tonic, which is the thing that I would drink at weddings and bar mitzvahs now, is a Tanqueray and tonic. I don't know why that got there, and then they would have these parties, and like my parents had a lot of them, and then your parents had some. I mean, they switched around because there's like
they switch every year. There was like
couples.
10. Yeah,
there was a lot at my house.
The Pitts, the Maliks, the Margos, the Noaks,
right?
The
Dorfs, the
Stones, Stones. Right. So 8 that I can remember.
Yeah, about 8. But even so, I seem to remember a lot of the parties at my house for some reason,
and a lot at mine.
So
my poor lizards.
It switched off. Well, that's a whole other story. But then there's a story that Phil's good friend and the Stones' son Eddie, when he was like 8 or 10 years old, it was a blizzard, and he disappeared, and they couldn't find him on the New Year's party. They were frantic, and he took the train, the little, what, into the city.
Yeah,
he took the train into the city at 10 years old during a blizzard, and the police were looking out for him. Whatever. I don't know how he was finally found by a policeman. I don't know if it was Central Park or somewhere else, but the reason he ran away was he wasn't invited directly to the New Year's party.
Yeah.
Could you imagine this little, luckily they found him. He was 10 in a blizzard.
Maybe he wanted to go see the ball drop in Times Square.
No, he wasn't near there. He was near Central Park. And what train? It's a long train ride from Brighton to Central Park.
From Brighton, the D train, it's an hour.
Yeah. The D train on 59th Street.
Yeah, that's where he got off, I think.
And it's a local on that day.
Oh my God.
Over an hour.
Could you imagine? They finally found him. What a ding dong. So
we used to love when our parents had the parties because we weren't with them. We had more fun on our own.
Right.
If it was at my house or yours.
Either way, we
either always together on New Year's Eve.
We goofed around. We just goofed around. We had plenty.
My parents never had big parties. It was like 3 or 4 couples. And generally it was my friend Jeff's house most of the time. And, each of the couples had like 2 or 3 kids. Or basically 2, there wasn't any with 3. And we would, eat, and they would drink, and not too much. And then we'd watch the ball drop in Times Square. That was the tradition.
Right.
Everybody had TV on, and we did the countdown.
Can you see this? I'm getting off topic here. Can you see this?
Oh yeah, look at her.
That's my dog right now looking out the window. She's listening to this, but she's literally looking out. I don't know what she's saying.
And she's saying, what the hell are they talking about?
What are they talking about? I don't know. But everyone had different things.
Do dogs have the same New Year's as people? Where's there another dog New
But
Year's?
their one every year is 7 years for them.
You know, they got, well, it's a different thing,
So
but
do they have a New Year's do they have 7 New Year's?
every 7 years, it's like
Every 7 years.
No,
yes,
no, no,
every
but
leap.
No, but
leap
it's
years.
every year, do they have 7 New Years since they grow old 7 years for that 1 year?
Well, mine has 2 New Years because she's Jewish.
Mine too. She has to do both, you know. We put the
does
yarmulke
both.
on, but you know,
Yeah.
anyway, so you know, whatever we did in our teens and such, and then in college, we, you know, I remember a New Year's we had with some friends from college, and my friend Bev, her uncle owned what was Haagen-Dazs, and we always got free ice cream. And there was always things going around like major drugs. I mean,
they owned Haagen-Dazs?
yes, they owned it. Not anymore, obviously.
Because my brother's friend married the Haagen-Dazs daughter.
Oh, really? Well, it could be then we could know each other through that. Who knows?
Yeah. And you know
6 degrees of separation.
and
So
you know, Haagen-Dazs is made in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Haagen-Dazs, I don't know where it's made now. It's bought over
Now I
by
don't
one of
know.
them.
It's
It's a
owned by
big
another
company, one of the big ones now. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so we had parties, we hung out, and then you know, we got older and had parties of our own. and
Adult parties. And we
adult
did that almost.
parties.
And there were
Yeah.
times though when I worked in restaurants, you would come to the restaurant at
Right,
top
like
of the park.
top of the park. I wrote it. Yeah, I have this
Yeah.
there. We went and it was
There,
right
that was
over the.
fun.
It was really nice, and we would, you know, hang out together. But I
And it
had
was
some.
over, we had the fireworks there
Right, it
every
was
year. Central
beautiful.
Park was gorgeous. Was
Yeah,
a
and
manager.
And it was more adult, more sophisticated, more you had to behave, you know. But we also had parties when I moved up to the Quad here. We had some humdingers, really humdingers, and people would wind up literally finding a spot on the couch, the floor, a bed. I mean, because I woke up in the morning, I was walking over people, literally.
Were they
And,
clothed?
Mostly, except, you know, there were some things we wondered about. I know there was a hookup or two for sure, but the thing was, one year we had the party and people kept throwing logs on the fireplace, and
Mhm.
it caused the smoke to travel up.
Because you
And
didn't
we-
close, something, the flume was closed or something.
Right, the
Someone
flume,
touched
somebody
it by
closed the
accident.
flume,
Closed the
right, by
flume.
accident, because they didn't know what they were doing. They live in an apartment, not a house. So we had to fix that issue, but the problem was there were balloons all over the walls and the ceilings.
Yes.
And because of the friction and the static of the balloons, the smoke went up to the balloons where either on the walls or the ceiling, and they left a ring of smoke around each balloon.
And we couldn't
So,
wash it off to save
It wasn't
our
coming
lives.
off to do anything. So what did we do? What
We had a
happened?
paint, we had a paint
We
party.
had a painting
You
party.
painted the house.
The next
Yeah, we
week,
repainted the living room.
just, you know, you throw some pizza and beer out and they show up. That's what happened.
You know something, I always found New Year's parties a letdown.
This one wasn't. I can assure you.
It wasn't that great, or my
Yeah.
experience. What I liked was New Year's Day for New Year's brunches. We used to get together with friends, different couples at different restaurants.
Yeah, well,
That was
No,
fun.
you had to
parties
come up to
never
my
sucked.
house because we
And my
also had.
party
There were
in Brighton, do you remember the one before?
right, but I just
with
want to
Ricky?
finish two things on the one in
Okay.
Chapel and Quad
Okay.
here.
That was so funny.
But the stroke of midnight, there was snow on the ground.
Yes.
So a bunch of us literally went sledding on my lawn. People were
Yes.
definitely wasted on God knows what. So there were people sledding outside, screaming and carrying on. And inside, there were people watching Debbie Does Dallas and Behind the Green Door
Debbie
in an
Does
upstairs
Dallas.
bedroom. So
Bedroom, yes.
That
That was June and Giuliani.
oh my God, that was the weirdest.
Those are the people I used to work with.
Right,
that brought it up
right.
with me.
Oh my God, it was crazy.
It was hysterical. We had a
the
good time.
whole that was a classic party. But then you had
I had a party in 1973 73, I think. Yeah, it was 73. I was working at NBC as a tour guide and page.
Right.
I was a page for the original Jeopardy with Art Fleming and
Wow.
Jackpot.
Right.
And one of my other jobs was taking celebrities from the blah, 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 whatever. So one of my closest, I had a lot of good friends there. I'm still very close with today. My friend Alan Tullio. He is one of my, I just love him. And then one of my closest friends back then was Rick Carson, Johnny Carson's son. His father thought he was a no good, didn't do anything with his life, which basically was true.
Which was pretty true, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, because but I loved him and as a good friend. But he loved my mother because my mom would treat him not like a celebrity kid, because she would make him food and he would come to my house all the time. He'd bring his girlfriends.
Right, I remember.
I was about 4 years younger than him at the time. So my sister had a big crush on him. I loved him. So I had a New Year's Eve party, and I don't remember how many people, but it was mostly all NBC pages and tour guides.
And me.
And you
I was
and
the
Les.
adopted page.
Well, and a few other people, friends of ours, mutual friends. We all had a party at my house. Big. We had my mom helped me cook and everything. And then after, we all ended up on Brighton Beach, walking the beach at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Stone.
Right. And what happened to your iguana? Kosher.
Kosher
what they put in the water?
Booze.
Yeah, booze.
They put booze in no, that wasn't that party, Maxine. No, that was
party.
Believe it or not, that was Izzy Pitt.
No, I thought it was at that party.
No.
Well, Izzy's done a lot of things.
Yeah.
He screamed out to my brother Mitch, your dad, they were wasted. Don't do it.
My father's holding the door open. Everyone's
Oh
walking down the aisle, and Izzy and my dad are going, "Don't do it, Mitch."
Right. They're trying to tell my brother, don't.
No, that was the
They
party.
were wasted. Come on.
They were taught. My father never drank unless it's at a wedding or bar mitzvah or at the Catskills, because it's free drinks.
Right. Well,
I'll tell you. But now Izzy Pitt poured, and I came home. You came back with me that night, the next day, and there was my two lizards, Kosher and Irving and Kosher.
Irving and Kosher.
Yeah,
that was after Irving's Kosher Deli.
Right? Yes. Yeah, it was. Basically, it was. My father named it after that. So Irving and Kosher were on their backs dead because someone poured vodka or gin or something in the water thing, thinking they were cute to see what they would do. No, that was that time.
That was not good.
No.
There were two lizards on their back dead. We didn't like that.
My father was very upset. That were his.
We were all upset, actually.
Dead.
That was like, what did you do, you moron? Oy vey. Well, you know,
we had fun parties.
We had the lizards.
Right. There was one time right after you got married, we went to your house. We first moved up there with my ex-husband, Puy, Mark Puy. May he rot in hell.
Come on, man. It's a new year. Behave yourself.
Go to hell. I don't care.
Oy vey is me. What are you talking
Get
about?
away from me, you stupid idiot. But MTV first came on.
Right.
And we spent the whole entire night just glued watching videos I've never seen, because I didn't have cable then. I lived in Queens. We didn't. So all I wanted to do was like, shut up. I'm listening to video. Shut up. There's Michael Jackson. There's this. Yeah. So that was my first. That's when you first moved in there.
Right.
It was the four of us.
Yep, we hung out. We also ate at this Italian restaurant in Yonkers a number of times.
Oh my God.
They treated us royalty, and the two brothers who made incredible food. So I remember those. We used to go there too. And I wore a Mickey Mouse dress. It really wasn't a dress, it was a nightgown, but I wore it as a dress. Because you're weird? Yeah. You wore it as a dress, you know. There's some different customs from around the world I was kind of looking at. Yeah. And speaking of dresses, in Latin America, like Bolivia, Brazil, Colombia, Mexico, they don colorful underwear to ensure certain types of outcomes for the following year. Red for love, yellow for success. So what colors will you wear, people? What colors are you gonna have? Red? You have red hair, so you already got that.
I'm very patriotic.
You know, but
red, white, and blue.
Yeah. In Ecuador, they have a tradition. They make effigies of people who represented the outgoing year, politicians and celebrities, and then they burn them. They burn them. And then, an aside to that, while this is going on, men in drag, set to represent the widows of the burned effigies, trudge through the streets asking people for money. This is crazy. I mean, I don't
like that. I want to go to Ecuador.
And some South American countries, they don't burn them in effigy; they burn them in reality.
Could be. So what do they do?
Yeah. What do they Central America.
What do they do in Naples, Italy? You think?
Eat pizza
and drink wine.
Nope. They like firing things out of the window. They throw furniture, kitchen appliances. Someone said grandma. That wasn't real.
My ex-husband?
But I don't know. It's just
you really like that guy, didn't you?
No, she didn't.
How long were you married?
10 years, too long. 13.
Oh yeah.
Let me put it this way: if I saw him get hit by a bus,
no.
He's still up. I'd just walk over his body and go, "Oh, hello," and walk away.
Actually, you'd go to the bus drive and say thanks.
That was that's mean, man. That's cruel.
But it's true.
You should send him a copy of the show.
No thanks. So
no, his brother is another piece of work too, Barry.
Is this bashing your exes now?
Let's do that next show.
Okay, feel free. So in Romania, the farmers they celebrate the coming year by conversing with their farm animals. What else do you think they do?
I hope they don't do what I'm thinking.
No.
Can you say bestiality? Oh man, that's not good. But they try to talk to the animals, and they hope that they talk enough to get them to say something back or squawk back or something. But you know, basically, they probably drank too much to even do this. But what do they do in Spain? It has to do with grapes.
Grapes? They stump grapes.
Stick them up someone's nose.
Nope. They have to eat 12 grapes on the new year, and they have to do it within like a minute.
And what do they do in Texas and Mexico? Texas.
What are
Besides they have to have black beans at midnight.
Well, it's not only Texas, it's
all
it's
the
in
Latin
the South.
countries.
They have
South,
like they have black, they're called Hoppin' John. It's a southern dish consumed on New Year with the hope to attract good luck. And it's black-eyed peas, rice, and pork.
Well, I like it without the pork.
And they strongly believe it will enhance luck and prosperity in the coming year. So, hey, I'm gonna buy some
black-eyed peas.
Maybe have some dinner.
Well, I love that group, Black-Eyed Peas.
Black-Eyed Peas.
Good. And also, so in Japan, they ring the bells 108 times. They ring bells at New Year's, the Buddhist temples all over Japan, to symbolize the 108 early temptations in the Buddhist belief, and to get rid of the 108 worldly desires regarding sense and feeling that are probably not apropos.
Send those bells to me.
I don't know.
Only 108 desires?
I don't know.
I have more than that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
On a daily basis.
But hey, this is what they do in Japan. They get those bells. Ring my bell.
Ring my bell.
Ring
Ring
my
my bell.
ding,
Ding
ding.
dong.
Oh, we used to dance. We used to dance at Playboy
Right,
all the time.
we should do the, we should do this. All right. So there's but so the American tradition, one of them is the Black Eyed Peas. But what's the number one tradition, like worldwide? It's
Watch
right
Dick
here.
Clark.
We're watching
Watch
the
the
ball go
ball.
down.
Ball
Ball
down
drop.
with Dick Clark.
The ball
Yes.
drop in Times Square is
Yeah.
like the number one tradition observed, and it goes to 1 billion people all over the world. And
unfortunately, this year, I wish they would cancel
I
it
wish they
again
would.
because it's
Yeah.
going to end up being a spreader, super spreader, even though it's
Yeah.
a quarter of the people.
Yeah,
We're
agree.
taking bets how many people are going to come down with it.
It's not funny. It's like, what
No.
are these? I mean, you have to be vaxxed and schmaxed, but who knows? I mean,
No, but I have a lot of my friends that are triple vax have come down with it.
yeah.
Yeah, but
I think everyone's going to get it at some point.
hopefully mild.
Yeah.
No,
well,
they got one didn't get it mild, and the one who didn't get it mild is the only one who wasn't vaccinated.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, by the
But-
way, we're three of us are native New Yorkers. Did you ever have a desire to go to Times Square for New Year's Eve?
Never.
I never have.
It's amateur night.
It's called Turista. And if
Amateur.
you're within 3 feet of the redhead on a block walking too slow, she will say, "Get the freak out of the way."
Oh, I knock people down to
She
this
knocks
day.
people over. She would walk so fast. And if there's like, they tend to take up an entire sidewalk many times.
Yes.
Like there's like 6 people across and they're walking, looking at the window. Not that I say, we need tourists. I say stay away in January though, but
What reminded me is when I was living in New York and I was single, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'd never go out. If I had a date, we
That's
stayed
Bridge and Tunnel. That's
locally.
Bridge and Tunnel.
Crowd come in.
Never.
Never go to a restaurant, never go to a movies or a show.
Thursday
We went to
night
some-
was a night out.
Yeah.
Thursday
Well,
night seems to be it, but people, well, not
Monday
during
through
the
Thursday,
pandemic.
except
Yeah.
Mondays, I think the theaters were closed.
Yeah.
Closed.
Well, I have a feeling there's gonna be a lot of things closed in the next few weeks. They'll reopen again, but I think next month it's gonna be kooky bots.
Well, yeah,
I'm
I think we're
hoping.
gonna hit the apex of it probably like
And
the
I
end
think
of
we're gonna
January.
probably start going back to normal again, because I think everyone's getting it and our immune systems hopefully will absorb it like the Spanish flu.
Mhm.
And
I mean, this
reading
could
a-
be something that, yeah, you're right, that could finally cause like a herd immunity to happen.
Yeah, that's what I think it's gonna end up, because this Omicron is not that dangerous. I know everyone who's had it so far have not had a problem that bad, but they
Mhm.
felt a little sick or bad colds.
It feels like
Um,
a cold, basically, from what I'm
But
hearing from people.
yeah, but there are a couple people, even with the vaccines, ended up in the hospital and getting very sick from it. So you don't know, but I think you're right. The herd immunity is going to happen.
But
And I was just reading an article, and through this, I don't understand. They're making children wear the masks in school, which I understand they want to, but they're getting sicker and they're getting respiratory infections from it. They have to figure out something else for these kids to wear, because a lot of them are getting sick from it.
What they need to do is
They need,
they need to have them be in a class for an hour. Then they need to take them
outside.
outdoors
Yeah.
for 5-10 minutes, or to take the mask off. And then unfortunately, until we figure that, they still didn't figure this out. There's information that's conflicting. You don't know what, my son doesn't want to come up here for New Year's because even if he tests, he's not sure if it's accurate. And he doesn't want me, because of my underlying fun, to be, exposed to anything.
And the test only tells you what happens at that moment, doesn't what tells you what happens, in an hour from now.
Well, you
or
can
a day
take the
from now.
test one day and 2 days later you can have it. I
Right.
mean, that's the way it is. So I don't know, but we back to New Year's. Let's get off this.
Well, that's what part of the New Year's. Unfortunately, that's part of what's going on with the New Year's the celebrations. It's a shame. They're having a big party at the country club which I won't even go near the hotel this week till next week when it's empty and no one's around. It's ridiculous. It's a super spreader.
It doesn't, where's the logic is what I want to know. You know, you
It's
gotta
called
follow,
ka-ching, ka-ching.
you gotta follow science, and the only thing they're following is the almighty dollar.
$1.
Yeah.
We like the dollar. Oh,
I like the dollar.
we like the dollar.
Yeah.
I like to live in America.
Okay.
You know, damn it. Wah, yiba. So you know, another part of the customs, there's a few things. There's well, the New Year's kiss. I'm not sure about that this year either. That's gonna be not
Only on Zoom.
only on Zoom.
How
And
about New Year's resolutions? You guys make
yeah,
resolutions?
New Year's resolutions is a thing. And my New Year's resolution is I don't want to hear Old Lang Syne. I just don't.
No,
What
forget
is
that.
with that? That it's sad. The melody's sad, the words are sad. I mean, Guy Lombardo, it didn't start with him. It started, you know,
Way before.
way before that. It's just like, you know, the ball drop started in 1907. That's how long it's been going on. And
Been going
So-
on in my house for years.
I'm just saying, talking
Yeah,
about those 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
Drop the ball. Huh?
Drop the ball, you know, just don't drop the ball. But so any resolutions, even though they're like, they don't last more than 2 weeks, you guys have a resolution?
My resolution is not to make resolutions.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a cop out, but go ahead.
That's a good one though.
But people say that every year, like come up with something. Use the noggin. Paul, you have anything?
Yeah, my resolution is to stay healthy and make sure, hold it. I'm gonna be like, what's his name? Peace on Earth. I want resolution of peace on earth and to get millions of dollars
That's right.
and children singing,
That's right.
holding hands across the
You
world.
like to
Steve Martin.
teach the
Yeah,
world
yeah.
to sing.
Instead
in
of Tiny Tim, you're
perfect
Tiny Paula.
harmony. I'd like to
tiptoe
buy
through
the
the
world a Coke.
Look,
That was the Coke commercial. They
Yes,
they
it
took it from
was.
that song, but inevitably that was ka-ching, ka-ching.
mhm.
My lights just went out. If you notice,
saw
I'm
that.
dark.
You got dark. You got to bring in the light. Whoa,
Bring
now
in the
you're
light.
now you
That
look
works.
weird. What did you do?
Yeah, my resolution is to keep away from idiots.
Oh Jesus, that's gonna be
And
really
And that's
hard.
gonna be an easy one.
Yeah, is
Yeah,
it?
you have to stay at home.
That's right. You're
No,
gonna have
I'll just walk over them.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, yeah, I
There are too many
just
idiots out there.
there's You know,
Anyway, guys, our year just ran out.
yeah.
Happy, healthy new year.
Yeah, we're just hoping it's a positive that we get rid of this pandemic and just people be healthy and happy, but people have to be smart. People have to be proactive. People have to think about the planet. That's my resolution. People
Stop
to
making me
keep
do-
getting the message out that we need to, Mother Earth needs to be protected because we're not doing a good job. So
Yes, and check out on PBS all the climate change that people say there isn't, all the specials on it. It's
Right,
phenomenal.
there's
Just
a lot
keep
of
watching because it's true.
To just go to the weather, today's weather
right.
forecast.
It's
Oh,
Yep.
and it's 48 degrees here.
yeah, and it's just like
I live in
overcast.
ski country.
Yep. It's crazy. We'll see what happens, folks. But
Anyway, guys,
Happy
happy,
healthy.
healthy. Try to think positive if you can.
Happy New Year, everyone.
And stay in your living room tomorrow night, people. Just hang out.
And
Be
I will
one-
sit,
Be one with the wine bottle and the TV set.
and I will see you guys in the new year, 2022. It blows my mind.
No, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow, just before the New Year's on Zoom.
Oh, yeah.
Even
I'll
if it's
see you for
even
a
if
few
it's for a
moments.
few minutes.
You
Okay.
got it.
All
Okay,
right,
and-
guys.
Shalom, folks.
Ta-ta. We are the Tush
Tush twins.
Tush twins, plus one.
Plus
One.
one.
Bye.
Bye. Maine.
Did all the acquaintance.
Acquaintance.
Oh, no, no, no.